So feeling like the odd man out is one of the unfortunate downsides that can come with cutting out alcohol when people in your life around you still drink. If you're new here, I'm Jamie. I cut out alcohol about a year ago. I have never dealt with alcohol issues or substance abuse issues in my life. I just felt like it was not serving me in terms of me being able to accomplish the goals that I wanted to accomplish. And since I've cut it out, I've just felt a lot better physically and mentally and seen improvements in my life. And so it's something I plan to stick to. And I make these videos just to share that for anyone else. Definitely not an expert over here on sobriety either, just sharing what worked for me if it's relevant for you. So I'm currently traveling with people who do drink and all people who I love dearly, friends and family. One of the unfortunate downsides that I think comes with going out with people that do drink, which I still recommend if you even if you cut it out, because if you refuse to go out with people who drink, you can feel incredibly isolated. And so for me, I've found it be really helpful to still continue to go to situations where other people are drinking, because again, I'm not coming from a place of like recovery where I was an alcoholic, so being around alcohol isn't like a trigger in any way. I just don't want to consume it because I know it doesn't serve me. And so when I do go out, if everyone is ordering a bottle of wine or, a round of beers or a round of something, it can feel kind of, again, like an odd man out or kind of lame to just continually be ordering, Coke after Coke or, sparkling water after sparkling water. It's what I continue to just do because there's only so many options. I get non-alcoholic beer as well, especially where I am now. They have quite a lot of them available, but I think sometimes there can be also a fatigue to having to continue to pick through the same few options when everyone around you is, sharing stuff that maybe you would have used to love or indulge in. And I just think, again, it's a trade-off, right? It's like I know that I'm not going to consume the wine or the beer or the cocktail, and I'm going to see a reward for that in terms of how I feel, later in that day, the next day, 2 weeks time. Like I'm not going to feel any of the negative things that I would have used to feel. But because I've also not been drinking for over a year, those feelings of, just the slight fatigue or the slight hangover, not like the crazy ones, but just all those like smaller feelings do start to fade. So it's easy to kind of talk yourself into thinking, oh, it would be so nice to just be able to be a part of this moment and, have one or have a glass for some wine. But I think just holding strong to the decision you've made that is in service of yourself is what I find to be kind of a useful tactic in those scenarios, and trying to switch up the drink as much as you can so you don't feel bored. And I think something I talked about in a video I made about travel tips is changing the focus from drinks to food can be helpful, and something that I have tried to do a lot being here. Maybe getting an appetizer or a dessert instead of a drink, and that kind of gives you those dopamine boosts and other benefits without necessarily compromising your decision to be alcohol free. And so this video is really not to say anything groundbreaking, in that besides the fact that it can suck to feel like you're an outsider. And so this video is just for you if you're feeling that way, or you are concerned about feeling that way and thinking, does that really happen? And the answer is yes, it does. And if you're currently alcohol free and you feel that way, then you also are not alone in feeling that way. Yeah, this video isn't groundbreaking. It's just saying, I hear you, sharing this experience to show you that there are a lot of other people out there dealing with that type of thing. And so if you're also feeling it, then it kind of sucks to feel it, but also you're not alone. Keep on keeping on with being alcohol free if it's something you've already done. And if it's not something you've already done, then consider trying it just to see the data on how you feel with, how you feel without, and then you can make a choice from there. But if you enjoyed watching this video, or it was helpful or reassuring or insightful, or none of the above, but you want to hear from me again, then hit subscribe to continue to get videos on an alcohol-free lifestyle, not drinking, and all things like that. I appreciate your time watching the video. See you on the next one.